Hello and welcome back. This is Marilyn with SE Creations. I'm happy to have you joining me for another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you have not done so yet, please join me on my journey by hitting that subscribe button. In this video, I'm going to show you how I mix up my paints for Dutch pours. I have mentioned that I would do this in a few other videos, so I'm finally getting to that today. I mix up all of my paints using these Lily Bethy bottles. They do have some measurements on the back, but they also have ones without. As you can see, these have the measurements on the back. I typically use my scale when I measure everything out. I just like it better that way, but I love these bottles. So I have a couple of new colors that I just got that I wanted to mix up. This one is Quinacridone Violet, and it's by Golden. And so what I do is I use my label maker and print out the label ahead of time, put it on the bottle. So I try not to mix up the colors. Anyway, and then I use the US Floetrol and water as well with the paint. And I'll put the actual how much I use in there. So this little strainer I bought on Amazon because the Floetrol tends to have some clumps in it and stuff, and I would strain it into another bottle, but I purchased this and I love it. So I just put it right on the top of the bottle, and it just fits right on there perfectly, and it just strains it as I pour it in. So then I use this little cup, put some water in it, and when I pull the cap off, I put it in the water to soak while I finish mixing things up, and then I clean it out when I'm done. Otherwise it'll start drying and clump up. So anyway, so you just grab your bottle, and when you put it on your scale, you just want to make sure, if you're using the scale, you just want to zero it out. And these are by grams, so you want to make sure it's all zeroed out with the bottle on there. And now I'm going to pour 80 grams of Floetrol in there. I used to use a funnel, but now I just kind of pour it in there. So hopefully I can pour it without spilling. Make sure you have that zeroed out. And here we go.
So why you acting like a fool? Trying my best to get you out. Sometimes I feel that you're just cruel. Could you give me a sign or maybe write me a letter? I just wanna get closer to feel the heat of your sweater. But why can't you just fall in love?
Okay, I have my 80 grams. It is a little bit more than 80, but not by much, so I'm not too worried about it. So I'm going to zero that back out, and now I am going to put in my 40 grams of paint. This Golden, this is a little bit thicker. That's why I'm not too worried about having a little extra Floetrol as well as a little extra water. And I will test it out before I start pouring. Sorry, I ended up with my hands in the way, so you can't really see the scale. I'll move it here.
I know what I'm looking for. My friends have told me I should move on, but I can't stop looking for clues. I'm going crazy, that's the truth. I'm going crazy, that's the truth. I'm going crazy, going crazy, going crazy. Could you give me a sign or maybe write me a letter?
Okay, I just like to tap this down a little bit because sometimes the paint gets thick on there. So here's a couple of options of way to do this. So you can, once you get the Floetrol and paint in there, you can mix it up really good. That way, as you add your water, which your water is going to be thinner, if you add way too much water and you want to pull a little bit back out of there, you can still do that. It's easier because it won't be mixed with the paint, so you can pull some out of there. I tend to not do that anymore, but I just wanted to show you how you could do that just by using like a stopper, you know, or something like that. Just pull the water out. So put it back on there, zero that out, and then let's go with the water. Now I'm going to add 30 grams of water to this. And again, if I go over a little bit, it's okay. I'm probably going to have to add a little bit more water to this anyway because that paint's a little bit thicker. So there's my 30. It's over. Again, it's okay. So then put the lid back on there. Make sure that you always have that top closed as well, and then I like to wipe off the excess, but put your finger over that because otherwise you could be shaking paint all over your walls, and I know my husband would not be happy if I did that, and neither would I. I would be pretty upset. I try to be very careful and not make a mess, but you will see. I'm going to do a blooper video at some point from all of the times that I've dropped things, or yeah, I have some already, so just waiting to get a few more. So I've got this all mixed up really well, and I love this color. It's super pretty. I can't wait to use it. Okay, so on to the next one. The next one is, this color is, hold on, it is Anthraquinone Blue by Golden. I had to Google how to say that. So I just paused this so I could look it up again and Google it because I already had forgotten. Anyway, so I put my bottle on there, zeroed it out, and now I'm adding the 80 grams of Floetrol through the strainer so I don't get clumps in there. And then even if I didn't do that, they're going to probably clog up the little tip on the bottle. So, but you can see in the back there, if you use that, sorry, I didn't realize how high it was, but it's like 2.5, whoop, see, there's a blooper right there. So that will go on there eventually. I'm going to leave it in this video because I thought it was kind of funny. Thank goodness it didn't spill out. Anyway, so I'm going to zero that back out and then add my paint. And again, we're going to do 40 grams of paint.
Told me I'm your anchor, I told you you're my pole. Through the wind and fire we try to hold on. We build this ship together, searching for a home. Despite the storm that hit us, we're still on board.
So I did just do just under 40, but that's okay because again, that paint's super thick. Okay, so now for my 30 grams of water. And this is how I do it all the time now. I don't pre-mix the other two together and then add the water. You know, I use this little bottle that I got from the dollar store, and so I can be pretty accurate with that. Okay, so that's everything's in there, and as you can see, you know, you don't have a whole lot of room in these bottles. This is the perfect amount. The 80, 40, 30 is perfect for this size bottle. So I'm going to mix this up really good. And again, I love this color too. These colors are super pretty. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to go ahead and show you is how I mix my base paints. I usually try to do those ahead of time, and I've been using this one container that it's okay. I got it at Home Depot, but so I just put on there what it is, the Dutch pour, and this is our titanium weight by Artist Loft. So I'm gonna go ahead and add to it. I've got a little bit left, but not enough to do anything. So I just put it on there, zero it out, so I can just start with what I need. So the base paint is gonna be a little bit different measurements or I can't think today. Anyway, so we're going to do 80, 35, 30. So, but I'm going to double that because this is a big container and it is my base coat, which I'll use more of. So I'm going to go ahead and just double it in this one. So I'm going to do 160 grams. Again, it's a little bit over. It's okay. And then I will use my Artist Loft. I have quite a few that I've just been using those. I get them when they're on sale at a really good price. And since they lay down, they will end up, kind of making a mess if you're not careful. So I try to like shake it down there and then zero that out. And then I'm going to keep this down a little bit lower into the container because it is almost empty and it will start spurting out of there and it would make a mess. I have done that before and paint has gone everywhere. So I wish I had video of that because that would be a good blooper. Okay, and remember I'm doubling this, so instead of 35 grams of the paint, I did 70. So went over a little bit, so I was over a little bit of my Floetrol as well. So the water is typically it would be 60 just for the normal amount, but since I doubled it, I'm sorry, 30, so I doubled it, we're gonna go with 60. And again, I'll put all of these I'll put all of this information, the details in the description box below. Okay, so I went over a little bit. It's okay. So now I'm going to show you. So I was getting a little tendonitis type tennis elbow in my arm there. We play cornhole a lot during the summer too. I'm sure that didn't help. But anyway, so what I decided to do instead, because it was bothering me when I was stirring paints, so I ordered this from Amazon, little battery operated, and it stirs it for me. I just push the button. It's like a frother for coffee. So I just put it in there, mix it all up. It will create some bubbles, but that's okay because I'm gonna let it sit anyway before I use it. So I just mix it all up really good, and then I will use when try not to splatter it. You use like the egg beater, you pull it out of there and everything goes everywhere. Just put it in that. It's all I like to kind of put it in that water a little bit just to kind of get some of the paint off of there so it doesn't start drying on there. And then I'll go clean it out after I'm all done today. So then I'll take another little stir stick and just kind of give it a good little stir just to make sure the consistency feels good and that it's mixed up nice and good. And that looks good to me. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope that it was helpful to you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. I will put all the details in the description box below as well. So thanks for watching and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great day. Bye.
I've been acting like a fool, 'cause I tried to get you, yes, I was just obsessed with you, ooh, or maybe not.